I turned 1 year single. A new level of self-realization, of discovery, of power is coming through for me. Constantly thinking about him and how to fix him. I didn't have to think about my pain, my problem. Breaking a cycle, changing your life, doing something different. It's fucking uncomfortable. Hello, loves. Welcome back. I'm Christina Rae. Wherever you're hearing this, I'm so happy to connect with you. Today, I'm speaking to you from the beautiful nature and trees of Hamptons, New York. Let's just start this session, this moment of connection, with taking one deep breath together. Inhale and hold at the top. And exhale, audible exhale. Shake it out. Feels good to breathe. I'm going to start sharing with you from my favorite place in life, which is out in nature. It's where I have really found most of my answers in life. I consider nature, the trees, animals to be some of my greatest teachers. So what better place for me to share with you my realizations in life, my journey, than out in nature, out in earth magic. I have literally bees right here next to me, all around this flowery tree. The wind is blowing. The sun is shining on me. I'm touching the earth with my bare feet, grounding. As I speak to you, I can smell the sweet scent of flowers, of the earth, of the trees. I can hear the crickets, the birds. This connection to nature is such a gift and a blessing in my life. I'm so excited to share with you from this space. Oh, and just as I said that, the sun is coming out. I've been on this horse gypsy summer, which means that I've been traveling for the past 4 months with my horses from place to place. And I've had a lot of realizations while being on the road. I've been writing a lot, journaling, that I could share with you some of the realizations that have come through this summer. I go through chapters of sharing. So I'll share and then I stop sharing for a while. I'll share again and I stop sharing for a while. So this is the next chapter. We're sharing again. And I want to share this time from a more authentic space. I want to share, first of all, in nature. And I want to share with no script, no outline, just my journal and my thoughts. So it might seem like I'm ranting sometimes, but I feel like that is me. That is my authentic space. So here we go. And what's really coming through lately, what I've been writing a lot about, is relationships. It's been a big theme in my whole life, and it is for many people. But August, I turned 1 year single. That's a big deal for me because since I was 15 years old, I have been in long-term relationships, not the same one, but in multiple long-term relationships since I was 15 years old. I have not gone 1 year single. So this is the first time since I was 15 that I go 1 year single. So let's celebrate that for me. And a lot is coming up because of that. A new level of self-realization, of discovery, of power is coming through for me as I enter this space of individuality, of realization, of self-love. I really want to say is that I want to get to the reason why I think that you should not do what I did. Why it's not good to go from relationship to relationship since you were a young age. Yes, there could be exceptions, but in most cases, it's important for us to spend some time alone getting to know ourselves, particularly the way that I have been in relationship. I don't think it's a good idea to go from relationship to relationship throughout your whole life and not take a break in between relationships to readjust, to heal, to get to know yourself again. Who am I outside of relationship? That's what I lost. What happened for me, and I want to revisit what I wrote because there's so much I wanted to share with you, starting with just why you shouldn't go from relationship to relationship. And this is coming straight from stream of consciousness journaling that I'm going to be sharing with you. Cycles. Same person, different body. How to break the cycle. That's what I want to talk about. So I feel like I want to share from my story. I started my first serious relationship when I was 15 years old, and the guy that I dated was really an angry man. He was an angry guy. He was older than me, really angry, very toxic situation. And this sort of set the pattern for me. In some ways, he was broken. And coming from a past where I really wanted to be a caretaker, coming from a family where I developed as a caretaker role in my family, it felt good to me to take care of somebody. So I believe that starting with that first relationship, which then led to other ones, I thought that if I could fix someone, if I stepped into that caretaker role, then that was love. So oftentimes I think that we don't really know what love is. And until recently, I don't think I knew what love was. And perhaps I'm still figuring it out. I used to think that if they needed me, that meant that they loved me. So I sought out and started this cycle of attracting men who needed my help, who needed fixing. So this guy was really angry, had a lot of problems, and I just wanted to help him, fix him, hope that he would change, think and pray that if I did this for him, or maybe if I connected him with this person, or maybe if I bought him this or bought him that, then he was going to be better and he was going to love me even more. And in constantly thinking about him and how to fix him, I didn't have to think about myself. I didn't have to think about my pain, my problems. So that relationship continued, which led into the next relationship, which was a little bit better. But again, same angry energy. This angry man, the next relationship, another angry man who took out his anger on me. And somebody again broken who I needed to fix, who I really thought that I could fix. And I stayed in that relationship for a long time again. So this cycle continued, leading to my next relationship, which was the most recent relationship, which I stayed in for about 6 years and ended up marrying the guy who was, again, somebody who had so many issues, who had past trauma, who had childhood issues and traumas. And I thought I could be the one to fix. And it felt so good to feel like that, to feel like I was maybe the hero, maybe the savior. And again, in consuming myself so much with this other person's problems and the idea that I perhaps could fix him, I didn't think about myself. I didn't have to think about myself. I didn't have to think about my pain, my past trauma, the things that happened in my childhood when I was a teenager, and I could just think about him. So that was sort of the cycle that continued. But the thing is, since I didn't really take a break in between any of the relationships, I ended up dating the same person in a different body, which is what so many of us end up doing. You'll end up dating the same guy, same girl, same person in a different body, same energy in different body, because you will continue to attract what you have not healed. And that's the way the universe works. It's actually a gift, because relationships, the other person is just a mirror for you. So it's not that anything's wrong with them or these men that I dated. It's just what is going to continue to show up for you until you heal it, until you get the opportunity to break the cycle. The first part of breaking a cycle is becoming aware of the cycle. So I was not aware that this was a cycle for me because I had not taken the proper time to do work on myself to figure it out. So when you don't take even a year off from long-term relationships and you just quickly get so consumed by dating someone again, you just go right into the cycle again. And also, it feels fucking good to go back into the cycle because it's comfortable. It's what you know. And when you don't spend any time outside of relationship or outside of the same cycle, it feels very uncomfortable to be outside of it. So for me, it has felt uncomfortable to not be in a relationship, uncomfortable to not be in a situation where I'm fixing someone or I'm helping someone or getting consumed by someone or taking care of someone. So guess what? Breaking a cycle, changing your life, doing something different, it's fucking uncomfortable. It's scary and it's weird. But if you want to change, if you want to evolve, if you want to get to your next highest, best self, you have to be a little bit uncomfortable. And the first step in breaking a cycle, I'm going to take you through all the steps now. How did I break the cycle of these relationships? How did I finally make it to a year of no relationship after having 15 years of being in relationship after relationship? And might I add, at the beginning of all this, I was tested again and almost went back into it again. Almost went back into a relationship with the same kind of guy multiple times. And it felt good for a minute and I almost did it. And then I said, whoa, let's take a step back. Let's analyze this. And here I am. 1 year single, breaking the cycle, ready for what's next. Feeling a little uncomfortable, feeling a little excited, and mostly feeling really grateful that I get to now share this message with you out here. I want to take you through the steps that I've lined out for breaking the cycle. The first step, as I mentioned to you already, it's awareness. You have to become aware of the cycle. And how do you do this? You need to journal. You need to spend time with yourself, meditate, breath work, silence the noise, everything that's around you, so that you can get in touch with what's inside of you, the voice inside. You need to create that connection, that relationship with yourself, so you can start to become aware and start to make the connections of what's actually going on here. Why do I keep attracting the same kind of person? Stop blaming them and start looking at you. What is it that's in my past that keeps feeling comfortable in this kind of cycle? What has happened to me in the past? What has happened to me recently? What have I been doing? Why? Dive deeper, and just start looking through all of these different things. Number 2, track it. Start tracking the cycle. Look at the cycle throughout your life. And this can be in relationships or it can be any kind of cycle, any kind of bad habit, cycle, toxic thing that you're trying to look at. How has it kept repeating itself? And you need to track it. Write it down, look at it, analyze it. Just dive deep into it. Identify the core belief and what drives it. What is driving the cycle? So for me, as I told you in this example, why do I keep attracting the same kind of guy? Why did I continue in this cycle of wanting to fix people? So the core belief, as I told you, was if they need me, that means that they love me. If I can fix him and he needs me in his life, codependency equals love. So my core belief was around really love, but that belief was actually wrong. If you need me, then you love me. Number 4, turn it around and create a new belief. This is where you get to redefine your core beliefs. If you need me, then you love me. As I told you, this was so to the core wrong. And for so long, I really felt it in my heart that that's what it meant. That if he needed me, then he loved me. How do we turn this around? Dependent, space, trust. That's love. We can walk our own paths in love. What is love? Just start to redefine love so I can love myself independently. Try and think of what is the core belief really that I have changed it into. So I'm still really trying to figure out what is my new meaning of love in relationship. And really for me, it has really just become that I love myself. And what I've really started to believe about love is so detached from being codependent. It's I love you no matter what, and I want you to be happy, whether you're with me or not with me. May you be happy no matter what. That is the ultimate form of love. It is so non-attached. It is so independent. Our Western view of love is like 2 halves make a whole. And I've really learned a lot from studying Eastern philosophy, which is just that practice of non-attachment, of walking your own path and of really letting go. You can love and you can let go. You can love and you can walk 2 separate paths. You can love and you can be non-attached. In fact, that is the ultimate love. Number 5, reprogram it. Integrate this new belief, this new practice into your everyday life. Bring it into your meditation, visualize it, breath work, write it down, create affirmations around it, and just integrate it into your everyday life. That's my spiel for today. Some of the things that I've been journaling about as I have come to 1 year of being single after getting divorced 1 year ago, becoming aware of these cycles and realizing that I was just in the same relationship over and over since I was 15 years old, and finding this new sense of liberation. The past 3 months have honestly been the best months of my life because I finally have been able to let go of this idea that I need somebody, that I need to fix somebody, that I need somebody to be happy. And I realized that the only thing that I need is myself. The earth, the elements, animals, everything that the earth has to offer us. If you've gone from relationship to relationship like me, don't be hard on yourself. If you've gone from relationship to relationship, if you're still in a relationship and you feel detached from yourself, it's normal. Our culture doesn't normalize getting to know yourself. It's not the norm. So it is normal to feel disconnected from yourself, like you don't know yourself because you haven't spent any time with yourself, getting to know yourself and becoming aware of what drives your behavior. And these cycles, they get developed from a very young age. Patterns, beliefs, behaviors from our first relationships, from our childhood. And then we never get a chance to become aware of them or do the work unless you yourself take the time to do the work. So take time to do the work. Track these cycles. It's the first step. And then continue the journey. I've been on this journey now for 10 years, so it's easier for me to do this work and to start tracking all these things. But if you're new and you're just taking the first step, just start journaling. Just start to become aware of what's going on in your life and know that at times it can be shocking and eye-opening. But don't give up. Don't ever give up on yourself, because there's other people on the path. And sometimes while you're getting from one place to another, it can be a little bit lonely and confusing. But once you make it through that path to the next destination, there will be a whole shit ton of people like me there waiting for you, excited that you've made it through, to show you what's up, to dance, to celebrate you. And you're not alone. But when you get to that space of being okay, being alone, that's what's up. Thank you for joining me outside today. Our first nature episode, more coming soon. If you like this vibe, subscribe. Trees are with us today. Take another deep breath. Another one.